Hey, what's going on, guys? Hayes here for another Wuthering video, and today I wanted to make a free-to-play tier list of the top 10 units that I think free-to-play should play. Now, when I say top 10, I mean 1 obviously being the most recommended and 10 being who you should not pull, especially if you're free-to-play and you don't want to worry about weapons or character teammates. Now, you could probably guess who's in 10 already just based off of me saying that, but before we get into it, I just want to mention this is my opinion alone. You're free to think whatever you want. You can disagree to disagree in comments or even provide your own reasons down below. But as someone who was pulled every single character in this game, I feel like I've experienced enough to give my own opinion about the most free-to-play units in the game. Now, I'm going to be obviously, like mentioned earlier, I'm going to rank them based on who needs their weapon the least and who needs their if they have a partner if they have a partner who needs their partner the least. So they could be the top performing DPS in the game. It doesn't matter if they need their partner, if they need their weapon, they're going straight down to the bottom. Just to help the free to plays, how do I say this? Don't put too much pressure on them. You could just pull this character. You don't necessarily have to get their weapon. You don't necessarily have to get the teammate, and you could still clear content. So let's get into it now. Obviously, you guys know who's going in the number 10 slot. My favorite character, Zani. Oh boy, I'm sure most players know what's the deal with Zania. If you don't have Phoebe, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Do not pull Zani at all. You could argue Spectre over. Yeah. I played the Spectre over comp. I have a video on the YouTube channel, but it's too much, especially just to play your favorite unit. When I saw Zani release, I was happy. Honestly, it didn't even matter for me because I already had Phoebe. Like, I pulled Phoebe in advance to play my Zani. I already knew what was going to happen. Zani's my favorite unit. She still is. But for the free plays, I just can't recommend pulling her unless you plan on pulling Phoebe. If you plan on pulling Phoebe, go for it. If you don't and you just want a Zani, I can't recommend it. She's not fun in Overworld, and she's not fun if you do not have Phoebe. Just take my advice. And then for the number 9 spot, that would probably be um ah now I'm going to put Gingi here. It's not necessarily that she needs her weapon or she needs a teammate. She needs a certain type of teammate, which are coordinated attackers. So like Jeje, where is she? Right here. Yinlin, um, who else? I think Gian, who also works with her. So it's not like she just needs one teammate like Zani, the other Spectre unit, but she does need coordinator attackers. The problem is that Jinxie, it's like she's not a bad unit, but she's a bit older than the rest on this list. That's why I'm putting her down low. Like you can really pull a Jinxie, pick a Yanwu, and thrive. I think I'm saying his name right. Yanwu, the old guy, the only guy with a beard in this game. I think you could really thrive if you do pull her, if you do like her, but I just don't see her going any higher than 9 because of all the other powerhouses we have on this tier list. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think because I really do think she's good for the free to plays, but nah, she has to stay in the slot number 9. Now slot number 8, who, we really got to think about this. Slot number 8. Ah, yeah. Once again, remember, but I don't know. Nah, I have to do it. Because once again, remember this tier list isn't based on the amount of damage they could do. Oh my god, it's gonna hurt me. We might change things later on, but for now, I'm gonna have to put Gabina there. She has a whole new damage type, Echo Skill damage. So, unless you pull her weapon, which buffs Echo Skill damage, and unless you pull the blind guy, Qyuan, and use the echo set or use his weapon, there's literally no way for you to buff echo damage besides the Korosaurus echo when she uses her echo skill. That's the only echo damage buff that you are getting. She has no other way of boosting her main damage type if you don't pull her weapon or her teammate. It's ridiculous. Like, of course she can still perform if you have mono fusion, but then again, that's pulling more units. You have to have Brant, a Changli, like, or I'm spraying Changli, I mean Lupa. You don't need Changli, but Brand or Lupa just for her to perform. That's two more units that you gotta pull. Like, nah. I know she just came out and everything, but I'm gonna have to put her there. I don't see any other way to put her. Now, number 7, same thing again. Oh my, it hurts seeing all these top tier DPSs drop all the way down here because of the way Kuro decided to do things. I'm gonna have to put. Ooh, we might change these things at the end, but like Carta. She is an HP scaling unit, and her limited weapon is the only 5-star weapon that gives HP. So, what you could use Emerald Genesis, the free-to-play standard weapon, but Carta is a HP scaler. You want the HP. And while she doesn't necessarily need Chacona, because who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? She would like Chacona. I'm just gonna go out and say it. You can use your Sanhua for the basic attack damage, but everyone knows like similar to how Zani needs Phoebe. Carsathea doesn't need me. Like Carsathea is like Phoebe, Zani is locked behind Phoebe. Let's just say that. Carsathea, you can still play without Chacona, but it's so much more comfortable. Like when you get her, you can really tell the difference. So once again, it's just like Gabina, a character who needs their weapon, who needs their teammate. I have no choice but to put them down there. I feel so sorry. It's like they're not real or anything, but I feel so bad for putting them so low on the tier list. But moving on to number 6. Um, and for the 6th slot, right here, Perloa. Once again, I might edit these rankings at the end, but Perlova is somebody that really wants her weapon. I think her weapon is around a 30% damage increase. Yeah, she really likes her signature, but compared to the two below her, she doesn't actually need her teammates. Like you can slot her in on so many teams just based on if the character does do heavy attack damage, she can buff them while doing damage off the field. She is a really good unit for Whimpering Waste as well. So I feel like she deserves to be above the other two, considering she doesn't necessarily need her teammate, but she does still want her weapon. So I think putting her in slot number 6 is a good spot for now. Now for slot number 5. Slot number 5. Let's go with um it's between Gian and Phoebe. But I feel like I don't know cuz they're both really good, but Gian is bettering and Whimpering Waste obviously. But for Phoebe, you just need a Spectre Rover and Phoebe, great combo. That's basically her main team, a free unit. Gian does have a lot of team options, but those two are like interchangeable for me because they both don't necessarily need their weapons. Um, but I think yeah, we can change that around a bit. These two are interchangeable. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these two yet, but I think that's fine for now. Now, finally, we are at the top 3. And top 3 for me is well, I pretty much know the top 3 already. I know what I'm gonna do with this one. Chameleia. You might think, why is Chameleia all the way up here? But at like above Frolova, the latest Havoc unit. But Chameleia is someone doesn't need her weapon. You have the Emerald of Genesis that gives her crit rate. I think it's the same amount of crit rate that her signature weapon actually gives. And her teammate, Sanhua, one of the best 4-stars in the game, the fastest concerto energy gain. She's good in Chameleia. I'm talking about Chameleia is good in single target, good in Whimpering Waste. She'll help you with both endgame modes. I don't know what to say. She is her big nuke. Chameleia is just a nice all around unit, and she's been released so early on, like compared to somebody like Jinshi, but Jinshi just isn't that good in Whimpering Waste. Chameleia, as I said before, 4-star option, very good 4-star option, and the standard weapon is right there. Everybody can get that. She doesn't need anything. She just needs to be built properly, and she's good. So she's definitely going in the number 3 spot. Now, number two, mm, 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 it's between Augusta and Carlotta. Now, now, Carlotta's weapon, because they both don't need anybody. Let's just get that straight. I just give Augusta more Mortefi. She's good. Give Carlotta, who cares? Tauchi, the whoever you want. Carlotta is going to. She doesn't need anything. Her kit isn't tied to anything. She does skill damage, sure. Give her a Lumi. Give her a Tauchi. You could even give her a Sanhua. You can even give her a Yang Yang for the energy regen. She doesn't need anybody. Like these two are so. These are the best free to play units that they have made in the game's lifespan. But I think, oh, the difference being Carlotta's standard weapon does give crit rate, while Augusta's standard weapon does only gives attack, and Augusta does need her crit rate. That's the only problem. The problem what that I'm having here is that Augusta does so much more damage than Carlotta. So I don't necessarily know where to put them. Because you can full on have Augusta with the standard weapon. The crit rate doesn't matter. Just have a good enough build and you're good. So I think, yeah, I think Augusta is a way better pickup because I also think Augusta performs better in Whimpering Waste as well than Carlotta does. So I have to give her that extra point. So yeah, I think Carlotta goes second and Augusta goes first. Yeah. Do we want to make any changes? I think. Oh, oof. Yeah, like based off of weapon dependency and team dependency. I think this is good. Obviously, if it was once again, listen to me. If it was just the character in their full team, full weapon, this list would be Azani. Zani is shooting to probably slot number 3 or 4. Carta is shooting up. You obviously know that. You guys know how good these units are when combined with their best teams. But when they're not, no weapon, no teammate. I think these rankings aren't too bad. I think these rankings are very fair. I think, yeah. I'm really trying to make sure I don't make any mistakes. But honestly, I think this is good. Now, once again, I'm just going off of units that have the main DPS role. So if we go to Gabina, you see how it says main damage healer. These are the only units I've ranked. If you're thinking, why didn't I rank? Oh, why didn't I rank Dylan? When I rank Jaja, their coordinated attacks. I just wanted to do main DPSs for this tier list. Now, can definitely be a main DPS, but she doesn't have the tag, so I'm not gonna do her. And Shang Li and what's his name, Shang Liao, they do have the main DPS tag, but I think of Shang Li as more of a sub DPS. She's a quick swap queen. I don't really see her as a main DPS role, so I'm not going to include her. And the free guy, I don't really care about the free. He was free. I know new players won't get him for free anymore, but he was free, so I'm not gonna necessarily include him. And I just want to keep the tier list as top 10. So I think that is it for the rankings. Let me know what you guys think about the rankings down below. Feel free to agree or disagree. Describe why you agree or disagree. I'm fully open to listen to thoughts. Maybe even make a new video. Maybe switching around the tier list if you guys have some more information that I do not know. But if you're free to play, I truly think these are the best units to pull. For once again, starting from 1 to 10. Don't think about Nozani. You don't want Phoebe. Don't think about Nozani. But yeah, I think that's it. Hopefully this helps some of you guys out decide who to pull. This was Hayes. Peace.